Nature is the closest thing to your liberation. Nature is the closest thing to who you are. So you are your own liberation. How can something outside of you liberate you, especially if it was created by another mind that did not look like yours? Because the mind, remember, is the spiritual morals. So whose morals are you really going by? Something that a man created. You know, you have a lot of these fools who walk around and they want to be so intelligent. And there's nothing wrong with intelligence, but when you want to be intelligent based upon the science of the European and how he defined his intelligence, for you to even look at another person and say that what they're saying is wrong or pseudo, when you are fighting the same person that you call a pseudo with the European tactics, because you didn't create anything beyond coming out your mother's womb. So what are you using to apprehend the truth to go against the person that you call a pseudo? And I guarantee you many of them will have to go back to a European reference. If it's not your reference, if it's not being defined by you, you have no intelligence. It's beyond the educational system that you were placed into upon coming out of your mother's womb. So, I mean, we have no right to use the frequency of the European to label one another as a pseudo or as incorrect. Everybody has their own truth. Truth doesn't just exist in one form. Your fingerprint is your truth. So if your fingerprint is your truth, and I'm using this as an example, then my fingerprint does not match your fingerprint. But because your fingerprint doesn't match my fingerprint, I can't say that your fingerprint is a lie, because your fingerprint exists and it works for you. It identifies you. It identifies more than just the physical. It identifies your psychological way of how you think, how you move, how you make your decisions, but they don't teach you this in school. They only teach you the general aspect of things to prepare you to become a manifestation within their system to carry out their agendas so that you can oppress your people. This is how you create a European mind with a black face. You have to be taught first. They knew that in order for you to be able to be adopted under their agendas, they had to make your mind European. They had to put your mind on their frequency. When you lock a body up behind a physical building, you're not oppressed. When you put a body, 2 arms in handcuffs, that's not oppressed. That's not enslaved. That's physical. That's not you. But when you take a mind and you put it in shackles, and you take a mind and you put it inside of somebody else's building, which represents their mind, then their mind becomes your mind. Am I correct? So we have to stop using rhetoric toward each other just because we want to be right and wrong. And this is where the conscious community is adopting, which is where a lot of agents exist. There's a lot of agents in the conscious community. Because when you look at the patterns of how the teaching is going on from the jurisdiction of the conscious community, this is a European pattern. You have to study, when you study in psychology, you are studying the pattern of thoughts, the pattern of decisions. And whenever we are going against each other as far as debating, not dialoguing, but debating, the European has a tendency to either dismiss certain things by using arrogance. And what do you see in our people today? When you study the conscious community, there is a lot of arrogance. There is no dialogue. We can agree to disagree. Because why? Because we all have our own truth, as I said before. Why should we have to sit back and fight one another over a truth that neither one of us is going to come to a conclusion to accept? Your truth is your truth. My truth is my truth. Their truth is their truth. You can't eat for the next man. You get what I'm saying? You can't sleep for the next man. You can't give the next man peace. You have to give yourself peace. Because beyond the reality of what is, you are the all. You are the one that manifests and initiate your own peace. Peace is the greatest value. Do you get what I'm saying? So now we are running around and we are using our respectable elder teachers inside of this entertainment that we call the so-called conscious community. We are using our elders as to be a part of the entertainment, to feed or cater to our self-esteem, knowing that it's wrong. We are not carrying out or displaying the same frequencies as our elder teachers. This is not about celebrity. This is not about being a celebrity. This is not about trying to make yourself look good. It's not about that. I'm the type of person, I don't give a damn what nobody think about me. You can say what you want about me. It's never going to stop me from being able to do what I got to do. I'm a Scorpio. So I know my characteristics. I know my determination. I know when I'm set out to do something, I'm going to do it. The president can't stop me. The government can't stop me. You can't give me anything that will make me want to sell my soul. I don't want your money. I don't want your physical soul. I have an original soul that is connected to my mother, and I will never disconnect that umbilical cord for a cheap piece of paper or material that can be printed up by a European who have been oppressing my people. Do you get what I'm saying? I cannot do that. I will never sell myself out. I will never sell myself short for anything to go against my people. I will remain as an underground teacher. Now, I don't go against anybody else's opinion. You can do what you want to do. Everybody has their role to play in society. When you study nature, everything in nature has a role to play in society. We have to start accepting this, because if not, then we are going to fall victim to the agenda of people around us who are telling us that we are wrong because we determine our own definitions, or we define our own reality. You have a right to define your own reality. Nobody can come into your life and say that that's wrong. Nobody. Because just as you was born and came out of a womb, they were born and came out of a womb. They have a brain that shut down as soon as they started to use their tongue. Because remember, when you use your tongue, upon coming out of the womb, 85% of your brain shut down. It's just like when you are a virgin and you first start having sex. Things in your systems of your body starts to shut down. So now you want more of it. You are not curious anymore about the act in which you have committed now. Now your body have become fully aware, and now it becomes addictive. That's for anything that comes to contact to your body, that you're not just a virgin sexually. When you smoking drugs, you become addicted to it. You have sexual addicts. You have knowledge addicts. And you have certain things in your body right now that is about to awaken that you are a virgin to. And you're going to become more accustomed to these things as they start to awaken. This is the psychology of what we call life. Every time you come into contact with something that is alien to you, 9 times out of 10, you will become addicted to it. Why? Because it is a part of you. And remember that certain parts of you can become processed. And this is what the European has done. They have taken the spiritual aspect of us and processed it and made us become more addictive to that processed spiritual element. This is how they create crack cocaine. They use the alkaloid and our melanin to create drugs. So what they do, they take this alkaloid and they mix it with a physical substance. So now you have a part of your soul inside of a physical substance that they made process, which is not good for you, and you become addicted to that drug. It's time for us to wake up. We can't keep running around talking about some black power, throwing our flags up, pumping our fists, knowing that we're not going to do anything anyway. Half of these guys out here is not going to run in a police station and shoot a cop down. They're not going to do it. They're just talking. It's all about who can get more brownie points than who. And this is why we're going to fail, because we're focusing on the wrong thing. It's time to wake up.